on our forecast, Bailey.
Yeah, piloting tonight's forecast is none other than Chief Meteorologist Matt Farrell. Take us to the skies, Matt.
Thanks, y'all. All I can say is if there is one department I want fully staffed, it's the one keeping the planes from running into each other. So that's good news. Great news from the FAA there. So let's go ahead and take a look at your weather. 82 today, that's all we got. And that's the first time in about 8 days that we've been below the seasonal average. Seasonal average there, 89. Remember, we hit our last average 90-degree day at the end of last week. It's all 80s from now until about the middle of November before those averages start dropping back into the 70s. Speaking of the 70s, 71 is where we started, a little bit above the average. And we had a little humidity before the front came through. Remember, that morning low occurred before we got the cold front, so that's why we didn't get quite as cool as you might have expected this morning. 68 there in Comanche right now, 70 in from San Saba to Goldthwaite to Hamilton, 73 in Marlin right now, and finally starting to cool off a little bit down in the Brazos Valley there, 80 in Caldwell, 84 in College Station. Remember, the front didn't make it through the Brazos Valley until roughly about an hour to 2 hours ago, so that's why it stayed a little bit warmer down there in the southern parts of the viewing area. As for where we're headed, we'll lose a few more degrees. There is still some humidity in the air, so we're not going to fall too much further. 68 Temple to Killeen, Gatesville, 69 in Waco, 68 when you wake up in Hillsboro, lower to middle 60s there from Brownwood to Comanche as well. So obviously the areas that stayed a little cooler today will stay a little bit cooler in the overnight hours as well. As for tomorrow, most of us will get close to 90, especially on this side of the I-35 corridor. So the reason why we're looking at temperatures warmer tomorrow than what we saw today is because we're actually going to see this cold front retreat back to the north. When we see them retreat, they turn into warm fronts, right? Because they're ushering that warm air back into the area. It's going to stall out a little bit overnight, and that's going to lead to at least the off chance that we might see some showers in the overnight hours into tomorrow morning, but the chances there are very slim. What happens next is we're going to see this warm front retreat all the way back up through the DFW Metroplex. That opens the door for that humid air. That opens the door for more showers and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. Now these, we don't expect any strong to severe weather, but any of these could bring you some brief heavy rain. Any of these could have thunder and lightning embedded in them as well, so I don't want that to be a surprise to anybody, but again, severe weather not necessarily on the table here. As we head towards tomorrow night, we're going to see some potentially larger complexes develop in our southern communities before they then move out of the area. The next thing that we're going to bring your attention to is that cold front coming back with a secondary push of cooler northerly winds. That'll push that cold front back through as we head into the day on Wednesday. Potentially a shower or two behind it, but after that, once we get to the noon, 1 o'clock hour on Wednesday, we're done with the rain. It'll be a little bit breezy, but it'll be much drier, and we'll see that cooler air stay with us as we head through the rest of the week. As for your overnight lows, with drier air and of course cooler air in place, we're going to see those lows fall back into the 60s basically from now through the weekend. Your daytime highs, while they aren't necessarily cool, they are right around our seasonal average for this time of the year. We're supposed to be right around 87 to 89 degrees, and that's where we're going to be all the way into the weekend. Of course, one thing that we do have to talk about, national news right now, is we do have potential tropical cyclone 9. As this develops, if it turns into a tropical storm, it'll be named Helene. As we look here, we do expect it to become a tropical storm as we head towards tomorrow morning, and then a Category 1 hurricane as we head towards the middle of the week. There you see with 65 to 85 mile per hour winds, and then potentially developing into a Category 2 storm with 105 mile an hour winds before it makes landfall, which we expect right now sometime in the Thursday evening time frame. Now, notice our cone of uncertainty is from Tampa basically all the way back to very near Pensacola. So we're not going to right now make any predictions of where it's going to make landfall, but right now forecast shows it coming kind of up through the Appalachia Bay. We'll keep an eye on it though. As far as your 7-day forecast, we're going to stay right there in the upper 80s, lower 90s through the weekend into next week. Remember, you can get your forecast anytime you need it on the 6 Plus app, which you can download on Roku, Apple TV, and on your Amazon Fire Stick as well.